Hello everyone, welcome in. As you can tell, this is going to be a very short review, but welcome back in. This is Mogoon's class of Fundamentals of Stylized Character Art. We're in section 1.2, the second class, second lecture. So hopefully, if you're at this point, you're committed, you're dedicated, and you're open to learning what Mogoon has to offer here in this class. And if this review helped you at all, feel free to give a like, subscribe, just show some support to the channel. Let me know that I'm doing good by you guys. Try and create more content like this for you guys as well. So section 1.2 is titled What is a Good Drawing? As always, I will have a link to the video here, and as per discretion, of course, I very deeply respect the platform and the artist, and per request I will always take down the content associated with their class if asked, out of respect for them. So as mentioned earlier, this is going to be a really short review. The lecture was not that long, and the content that it went on was very short and to the point, which is great. Makes it for an easy review and makes a very simple takeaway. So to start, a drawing that fits its purpose well is a good drawing, and I feel like this is a very important takeaway from this lecture that Mogoon mentions and highlights. Adjust your standards on the abstraction, obviously the scale of realism, to reflect the drawing's intended purpose. So really, it, depending on what you're intending for the drawing, what it really looks like, especially for commercial art, you're drawing for a purpose that your employer intends for you to make, using your creative discretion. And because of that, I feel like the takeaway, the drawing that fits its purpose well is a good drawing. No matter the abstraction, is very important. So if you need to go more realistic, if you need to go more stylized, if you need to include aspects of either one in order to fit your drawing better to the criteria that you're expected to fit, all the better. And of course, it should change depending on the target audience. A better way to put this is your employer, but if you're like a freelance illustrator and you're trying to create public works or like fan art to attract more of the public, this would also be something to consider too. And obviously understand the needs of the consumers of your art and what they'd like to see. So this fits better more for a freelance illustrator position, but obviously this can of course fit for commercial illustrators or concept artists who understand a little bit more about their employer and what they're looking for. So obviously anything that you draw that is more attractive to the people that want to consume it are going to have a deeper commitment to your art in general. So if you've got other platforms or anything, that's how you build an audience that's more personable to your brand and your style and your art, rather than the one piece that you did of whatever game or genre or anything else that you may enjoy. And similar to employers, if you have a whole bunch of works that show you fitting the bill of your employer's needs, whether they need monsters, concept art, 3D modeling, whatever, the better you're going to be more desirable among the other hundreds or even thousands or hundreds of thousands of artists that they may cycle through, and you may stand out among them. So the most common cases of considerations for commercial art are going to be an art director commission, so quite literally working under someone at an employer or a company, and then social media, which is an unspecified group. And Mogoon talks a little bit more of this dichotomy of working in the commercial field versus the freelance/public side. And the target for social media is going to be a specified group that you can break down upon your vast knowledge of people that may or may not stumble across your art. So obviously with art director commissions, you know who you're working for, but when you're building an audience on social media and you're trying to target a group, it can be a little bit more difficult. And Mogoon talks about this idea that, for example, if you draw a lot of fan art of video games, what kind of games are naturally you're attracting more of the audience to? So say I drew a fan art of Cloud from Final Fantasy, and then Diluc from Genshin, and I attract more of an audience for these mobile games, these gacha games fan art. Obviously this creates a better target of mobile group users that I can draw more fan art of those kinds of games that will attract more and more of those kinds of people. So really understanding your target audience and cultivating a portfolio that's better suited for their interests, as in the end those will probably be the ones that support you best in your art endeavor in terms of the public space. So as a quick summary, always consider how you gain more popularity with your target audience and how you can do so. So like I said, analyze what works best, what works doesn't. Use a lot of the analytic tools upon your publishing of any of your art on social media and such. Get a feel for what tags may work well for you, what may not. Hashtags are really great for this, and I think Instagram actually has an analytics for the hashtags you include on your posts, so that's something to check out if I remember correctly. and then give what people desire, and they desire what they are willing to see that you are willing to create. So if you can even open a Q&A, I understand that polls on Instagram for stories are really good. Just ask your audience, you know, what kind of content are they looking for, or what kind of content that they come from, or that they watch mainly from your channel or your Instagram, whatever they look for in terms of your portfolio, and what more you can supplement for the audience you're intending to target. So the self-assigned homework that I considered best for this lecture would be to consider 3 target audiences for the type of content you wish to create, and how the content you can/are willing to produce appeals to what they enjoy. I feel like this is to better outline a direction for those who are willing to sort of create a niche for their target audience that they can fill and help better create a platform of support from their target audience. So like I said, that was a really quick review for today's lesson of 1.2. We're really starting to get into the meat and grits of all of these classes now that we're moving on into section 2 for most of these guys that I am reviewing. So stay tuned for more detailed lectures and reviews, and hopefully they'll be of more help for you further in the future. I hope to see you guys in the next lecture. I hope this helped, and as always, feel free to leave any questions for me down in the comments or on any of my socials. I'm happy to try and respond as best as I can. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.